They say silence signals weakness. They've never seen the power it can wield. She was halfway through her presentation when it hit me. She had practiced this moment for weeks. Every slide was a calculated strike, polished and precise, aimed straight at my credibility. Her voice, calm, unwavering, laced with rehearsed humility, turned each accusation into a veneer of concern. She claimed his projections were built on outdated models, his team mismanaged, his decisions costly. The executives nodded in agreement. Her uncle, the CEO, watched with quiet pride. She wasn't merely pointing out my errors, she was orchestrating my downfall. And I allowed it. I sat there, impassive, hands folded, as she paraded my failures, smiling all the while. I had anticipated this. Weeks in advance, I had seen the signs, late-night collaborations, shared lunches, her sudden surge in confidence. The day she called me mentor was also the day she emailed my internal files to herself, labeling them urgent backup. Clever girl, too clever to notice the leash. It hadn't always been conflict. I remember her first day in my office, nervous yet eager, her eyes shining with ambition she hadn't yet learned to hide. The CEO introduced her as family and instructed me to guide her. And I did. I taught her everything: market trends, investor psychology, the subtle art of saying nothing while controlling everything. I watched her learn, sharpen, and when I realized she was honing the blade against me, I did nothing to stop her. The first warning came 3 months before the board meeting. A subtle shift in how she addressed me during strategy sessions: less we, more you. Then came the small leaks, the budget inconsistencies, the quiet alliances she formed with my juniors. Every move was meticulous, almost admirable. I didn't confront her, I documented everything: every email from her private account, every document accessed without permission, every manipulated data point that bolstered her case. Then I built her stage. When the board meeting was set, I ensured her proposal came first. I even helped her refine her slides, pretending mentorship one last time. Her arrogance carried the rest. Now, here we were. The room dim, the projector humming, her confidence peaking. She grinned as she revealed the final slide, a summary of my mistakes and her solutions. Applause followed. The CEO leaned forward. Impressive, Claire. Very thorough. We all agree this kind of initiative deserves recognition. Recognition. My title, my authority, years of control handed over with a single round of applause. I let the clapping fade. Then I rose. Claire, I said quietly. That was brilliant. She smiled. Thank you, Marcus. I only did what was necessary for the company. I nodded. Of course. Just one question before the board finalizes anything. Her confidence sharpened. Of course. I glanced at the projector, still frozen on her final slide. When you mentioned Q2's numbers came from the internal database, which database did you actually use? She blinked. The company's central archive, obviously. I smiled. The one with two-factor authentication and timestamp logging? Yes, she said, voice faltering slightly. Why? I moved to the screen, picked up the remote, and clicked. The next slide wasn't hers. It was mine. A new graph appeared, real Q2 data, untouched, signed, timestamped, watermarked. The database she accessed, I addressed the room, was my private sandbox, a test environment for model trials, not official records. Whispers spread. I clicked again. Her email logs appeared, downloads, timestamps, edits. She used this data without clearance, I continued, then built projections on falsified numbers. Her entire presentation was based on simulation data, confidential and restricted. Unauthorized access, but I allowed it to see how far she'd go. Her face paled. That's not. I raised a hand. Check the metadata. Every edit, every replacement. The CEO's jaw tightened. Claire, is this true? She stammered. I didn't know. You did, I said, calm, cold. You labeled the file final_draft_confidential v2. You knew exactly what it was. Silence shattered the room. The executives avoided her eyes. The CEO's stare cut through her like a verdict. I watched her composure crumble the same way she tried to dismantle mine. Within minutes, they escorted her out. Her slides deleted, access revoked. My position restored with quiet apologies and a new title, Chief Risk Officer.